He is the executive director of Riverbend Assisted Living Facility. His name is Greg Jackson, but I want you to do more than that. Do a proper introduction, Larry, if you would. He deserves more than that.
Greg really is one of the top talent that I affiliate myself with. As I said earlier, whether it's the accountants or the realtors or whatever. But Greg is at Riverbend now, and I'm going to let him really talk about it. But what's really unique, and we've said this on the show quite a few times, is, and I do believe this, and I'm the least qualified person to make this statement, but I think the sooner we can get some of our loved ones in an assisted living community, the better, for all kinds of reasons. Because so many people, like my parents, are in denial and they're hell-bent to stay in their house, and then problems start happening. Well, then it's a short skip over to long-term care, where, you know, I get tired of going home to my parents and the TV's up loud and their only babysitter and their only interaction is gun smoke 12 hours a day. Or if they could get into assisted living, I think they just have a better quality of life, and Riverbend really excels at that. So I'm delighted Greg was able to join us today, because he can do a much better job talking about that than I can.
Yeah, Greg, let's talk about that. I like, because I've been in some of these senior facilities and encouraging activities, encouraging being social. Talk about that at Riverbend.
Absolutely. We have a great community. We actually have a main house, which is 62 apartments for assisted living. And then we have a memory care cottage called Magnolia Trails. And there's fantastic activities going on all day long in both houses. And we're so pleased about that. Helps keep everyone at their baseline, and it continues to affirm a great quality of life, because that's what we want for our residents, is to make sure that they're not missing out on life. If there are any cognitive deficits, we want to make sure that we're meeting those to keep them at a great baseline and to enjoy life every day. So we are programmed to have exciting activities. We have guest speakers, entertainers come in, and not only that, we have a fantastic staff. So it's great to go to work every morning with people who are engaged, who are compassionate and passionate about the people they serve.
Yeah, you know, everyone wants that from mom and dad, and of course mom and dad want that as well, is happy, be happy, and it seems you offer that at Riverbend. So let's talk a little bit about the bricks and mortar. Where are you located? Larry said beautiful campus. Talk about that.
Beautiful campus. We are located at 2715 Charlestown Pike in Jeffersonville, Indiana. There's a great picture of it right there. That's our main house. And once again, we have a cottage for memory care behind that. It's important to know that we have that memory care as well, because they work very hard to help mom or dad or uncle, aunt, make sure that they have great quality of life with the program that we have there as well. So make sure you give us a call. We're in Jeffersonville, Indiana, 812-280-0960. We'd be happy to, 0965. We'd be happy to see you and take you on a tour.
So yeah, talk about that, Greg. If mom or dad want to go on the tour, how many can the family members come as well? Are the doors open to family members?
The doors are open to anyone that wants to come. We say the more the merrier. We love for everyone to see what's happening at any given day. They can come Sunday through Saturday. Anytime, we'll take them through, bring relatives, friends. We like everyone to see what we do and what we have to offer.
I would think this is good for you, Larry, and that, you know, the fact that there's an emphasis on memory care helps you, because sometimes they come to you and you say, my mom, there's some dementia, maybe, my dad, whatever, and you say, well, I've got a facility that really concentrates on that.
Absolutely, and Riverbend really does check all the boxes for our families and the clients that we do with that. We have a number of families there now, but the one thing I want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to bring it back to Greg, is with Indiana, they offer the Medicaid waiver for assisted living, because the thought concept is, you know, you've got to go to the nursing home in order to get benefits. In Indiana, you have the option of finding participating communities, which Riverbend does, to help with the Medicaid waiver. And I think that's a great segue back to Greg to kind of fill in the details on that, because just kudos to Riverbend, because it is just an incredibly nice campus, and they do help families transition on that.
So talk about that. See, this is interesting. This is more of that information that Elder Advisors offers.
I'm not just an empty suit, John Ramsey. Come on.
I did not know this. So how does that work in Indiana? It's different, is that right?
A little different. So we have private pay residents they have too many assets at this point to qualify for the program. But once you qualify for the Medicaid waiver program, your rent is based in a totally different criteria, and then you are open to a lot more services. You can have a caregiver come in during the week. Transportation is provided for you. So there are a lot of opportunities that Lifespan in Indiana offers for those that are a part of the waiver program. So we're proud to be a part of that as well.
Yeah, I'm curious about availability. You know, that's been tough, especially during COVID. We talked about how hard placement was, and I know Elder Advisors helps with that.
Struggling with that.
How's it going at Riverbend? I know you guys are a lot of happy people. Is there availability?
There is availability. We have a few apartments open in both the memory care and the assisted living, so we're We've had about 10 tours this week, and probably have 10 more next week. So come out while the getting's good.
Yeah, the importance of contacts, like Mr. Jackson here. That's really what Elder Advisors does well, is because I was not aware of his facility. I didn't know they had memory care. This is the kind of things people need to know, right?
Absolutely. What Greg alluded to a few moments ago, he was just talking about, if a family's in a spin down where they're privately paying, then they can help qualify. Well, hello, Kentuckiana. Welcome to Elder Advisors. We can help you with that. 855-LARRY-55. freeworkshop.com, elderadvisors.com. We help you qualify for those benefits.
And
That's all part of what we do.
If I could quickly say,
Sure.
I'm not just an actor, I'm a client. So Larry helped me out with my father. My stepmother had dementia. My father waited to the last minute. It was a crisis situation, and Larry and his team went above and beyond what was expected, and for that, our family will always be eternally grateful to him. So I can vouch for his integrity and the integrity of his team as well. So you must get in contact, plan before you're in a crisis mode.
Wow, Greg, that's good advice. That may be the most important thing that we've discussed here, because you've been through the experience, and I think there's a lot of folks, if you had to do it all over again, you'd have contacted Larry
much sooner.
Much sooner.
Much sooner. I think a lot of people, that we just deny the fact that that's going to happen to a family member. We don't think about those things until they're upon us, and when it's upon us, it's late in the game. It can still happen, but it's late in the game.
Wow, Larry, you mentioned the fact you don't have a workshop until April.
Yeah, first week April, 3rd
In the
and 4th,
meantime, what if someone's in the situation of Mr. Jackson here, who they're in crisis mode? Call, right? It's never too late. It's not too late.
855-LARRY-55. It answers all of your questions. It really does. You can go to freeworkshop.com and register for the April workshops. And don't forget, we're going to be in Bardstown, Nelson County. I'm probably going to have lunch at Mamie's.
Oh, I've been there.
Nelson County.
I do.
Love it. John, don't glum on my star power, baby. Come on. I've been there. I said it first.
We're opening on an opening act as well. Hopefully, I'll be opening for the tour.
All right.
So
good.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
That's right, Kentuckiana. Don't go broke in a nursing home. You don't have to.
So when you do these workshops, Larry, I'm curious. You always have experts available, like Mr. Jackson.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's the legal side of it. So it's really to give people answers, direct answers to their questions. And there is, folks, when you go to these workshops, a Q&A, which is nice. But there's nothing like one-on-one. So if you want, everyone has I guess everyone's circumstance is different. So the one-on-one, you're not going to beat that.
Right. No. Right. And it's worth an hour of your time. We're pretty much just doing the 10 o'clocks now. We kind of got away from the 6 o'clocks later in the day in traffic and stuff. So it's really been working to do the 10 a.m.s. But yeah, we'll be doing the workshops the first week of April. You can go to freeworkshop.com and register. The Bardstown's owner. Did I mention Bardstown, Nelson, Kentucky? Yeah, baby. Love Bardstown.
Well, Greg Jackson, I enjoyed meeting you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity.
Executive Director of Riverbend Living Facility. And Larry, always a pleasure.
John Ramsey, you're my star, baby, right here. I don't go anywhere else.
Say that with sincerity, Larry.
You are my star. You're the wind beneath my wings.
Okay, thank you.
You're a Kentuckian's erstwhile TV personality.
Appreciate you, Larry.
You are to TV what Kevin is to weather.
Ooh, boy, that's a big statement. What Kevin is to weather. Wow. Okay, coming up here, we're going to talk about what's happening at Don't forget, though, Elder Advisors, if you are in crisis mode, call them. Hey, I'd rather you be proactive and get ahead of it. Call Elder Advisors. We'll take a break, and we'll return with Dawn G, a little preview of what's happening at 2 o'clock on Wave Country.